crap.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Daggone it.
Wish we didn't start on that one. All right,
Here we
let's
go.
go. Let's do this. We got like half drunk Perry over here, and
I've been at Keeneland all day. And you know what? That's going to be the intro for the episode, aside from me going, hello, everybody.
oh yeah,
Welcome to...
we've got half drunk Perry.
Welcome to this week's episode of This Is My Bourbon podcast, where we discuss the spirit of Kentucky. My name's Perry, as you probably have gathered from Curtis dispelling my
Your truth.
my experience
Your
from
daily-
today. I've been hanging out at Keeneland for most of the day, so you know what?
Which is a wonderful place.
I could have had a worse day.
Yeah.
I met some guys out there. We had a few glasses of bourbon and wound up at OBC.
Yeah.
Curtis works out over at Keeneland as well. So.
Oh yeah, I just got off work, so I'm even looking more forward to this. So, Perry's had a good day all around.
I have.
I had a good day working, and an
Curtis
even
is
better
ready
night
for this.
Yeah.
So our first pour of the episode goes to Winchester Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a bourbon out of South Carolina. Woo.
Strap in.
It's 90 proof. It says it's at least 2 years old.
Yep.
Aged a minimum of 2 years in new oak.
Yep. Glad they told us.
I'll be real honest with you. Don't have a whole lot of hope for this one.
Nor do I. Granted, so just to put this in, we didn't have like a whole bottle of this.
Oh no, we had airplane samples.
Yeah, they're just little airplane samples. And I honestly thought that Perry just went on vacation, saw these, and like stole them from the flight attendant cart.
Oh no, I got these from Total Wine in Lexington.
Yeah, so we'll try them.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this bourbon, other than we are about to try it.
Yeah, we are.
So, cheers, I guess.
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Oh, that was a lame clink, but
That wasn't too bad.
you know the nose isn't terrible.
Nose isn't terrible, but I really wasn't worried about that as much.
Honestly, I think the
Nose
age
feels-
kind of comes through on the nose.
Yeah,
where like
it
you
smells
smell
young.
some of the youngness.
Oh yeah, you definitely do.
It definitely smells like you're kind of on a farm, like in the what's it called, where they keep the grain.
Silo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The silo, like you're near a silo.
Yeah,
It
you
smells
definitely can
very
just-
corny.
Yeah, all corn. You smell the corn.
Which is not terrible, but at the same time,
No, yeah,
I don't have a whole lot of hope for this.
no, yeah. But got some legs. A little bit.
It's got something. So, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, the nose, like, I can't complain. It's a little corny, but
Let's check it out.
better than expected.
I have to disagree. I think it tastes very corny.
Yeah, but better than expected. I was expecting like just pure
Nothing but grain.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of the oak shines through on it, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of cornbread.
Yeah, it's just straight corn. It really is.
I can't imagine.
Can you call this bourbon? Can you?
Yes, technically, by legal definition.
By legal definition,
this is bourbon.
Well, I guess I did.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I do not recommend this.
No, do not ever try this.
Or do if you're really trying to, hit the spectrum of bourbons out there. But this is bad.
It's bad, yeah.
I haven't had a whole lot of things recently where I've been like, this is bad, but this is bad. And a few weeks ago, too, while I was in South Carolina, I did an episode with the family on hillbilly bourbon, which is also South Carolina bourbon. And I definitely...
What's that one? Is that one better?
It is better.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot smoother than this.
Yeah.
This kind of stings.
Yes, it does. Especially at the end.
I'll be honest with you. I
Dude,
don't know.
I still am like, wow.
I don't
it's
know.
Like giving me indigestion.
I don't know if I really want to finish this.
No, I don't know if I want to either.
Is this a drain pour?
It might. Let's try one more.
Okay, one more sip.
Ugh. Yeah, nope. I think
this is what gets Farmer John up in the morning to go take care of the goats.
Yeah. Jeez. That's gross.
Well, here's what I'm going to recommend.
If I was a 70-year-old man, like 70-year-old farmer that like just has the worst life to wake up and feed the like cows and stuff, like at 4:30 in the morning, I would try this. I would have to use this.
This is bad.
Yeah, this is not good.
No. So the reason I got this is because at Total Wine in Lexington, they had many bottles, and I think these went for $1.70 per mini bottle. And I was like, why not?
Yeah, might as well try it.
Exactly. But I think a full bottle of it went for like $25 to $30.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
$25 to $30 for this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. A maybe 2-year-old bourbon.
Yeah. Nope.
No
way.
So our topic for the day, we're gonna get to it eventually, but I just want to kind of jump ahead a bit.
Go ahead.
Like we're supposed to be mixing bourbon with different things this episode. Like, do we want to try and mix this with?
That's what I was about to say. It was like, I don't even know if a mixer can cover this up.
I don't think it's salvageable.
I don't think so.
I don't really want to drink the rest of it.
No,
do you?
I don't. Let's do something else.
Yeah. Let's dump,
pour this out.
Let's dump this out
I'm out.
And move on. Okay, hold on a second. We're 5 minutes in and we're already dumping something out. Okay, so
we're back.
I'm a little scarred.
Yeah.
From that. So we did not mix the awfulness that was the Winchester.
No, we
bourbon,
did
not. With anything. So we're going to move on to mixing with JTS Brown, which is a bottled and bond product. I believe it's from Heaven Hill. If I remember. Yep, it is from Heaven Hill. Of course, it's at least 4 years, 100 proof. In one distilling season and everything. So what do you want to mix with first?
I don't care. I mean, do you want to start with yours or mine?
We can. Yeah, let's start with mine.
No, let's start with mine.
You want to go? You want to go broad to specific, or do you want to go specific to broad?
Let's go broad to specific.
Okay, so we'll start with the Coke then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we're starting out. All
right.
Can pop?
Yep.
Okay, great. So we're starting out mixing with Coca-Cola, which is what a lot of people start with, of course, when they start drinking bourbon. I would say that a lot of people don't start with 100 proof bourbon.
No. I don't think so.
When they mix. But You know, I'm interested to see how the bourbon cuts through.
Yeah.
So I think what we're kind of averaging is like 2 ounces of bourbon to 4 ounces of our mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have to ask you, Curtis, as we're doing this, hey, what you been drinking recently?
I've been drinking a Woodford Reserve Cherry Wood Smoked Barley.
Very nice.
Yeah, so my brother and I, and his boyfriend, we were talking about it. We kept seeing it on the shelf and everything. So I was like, well, let's just get it. Like, try it.
May as well.
Yeah, and so went and got it. I texted you and was like...
and I said, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, and so instantly my dreams were dashed.
I'm sorry.
But I still was, like, hopeful for it. And so we poured it, we tried it, and, you know, it was good. It was good. It was so unique in the sense of, like...
so different.
Yeah, it's so different, like, nothing you've ever tried before. I was telling everyone, like, this is a bourbon that if you have someone that's into bourbon, you can be like, hey, I guarantee you I have something that you've never tried before, and it tastes totally different. I enjoyed it in that aspect. When you look at the price point for what you pay for it, not worth it at all.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, like just because it's their like craft series and like it's limited, and that's why the price point's so it's $110 for everyone at home. But
we've had $110 bourbons on the show before.
Twice, I think.
William LaRue Weller. Mm-hmm. And Blanton Straight from the Barrel.
Yeah.
I would much rather spend $110 on either of those.
Oh, exactly.
Than the cherry smoked barley.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 100 times more.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
Like, it tastes so much better. Everything, it's what you expect in everything in a bourbon.
Yep.
Like, those are worth those 110. Like, I know the price point's high.
Yes.
But this...
Not worth it.
I would say put it at like a $60. $60.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many people who are like, you know, there's a really specific class of bourbon collectors who go, I'm going to buy everything. Mm-hmm. You know, and even if they don't try it, you know, I just don't see this being worth it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I'm gonna give a hard pass on the on the cherry smoked barley.
Yeah, I'll pass. I would tell everyone to pass as well.
Yeah.
The only reason I would say go try it is if you went to a buddy's house and they're like, "Hey, I have this.
I have something you need to try." Yeah.
I wouldn't go buy it. I wouldn't go buy it at a like at a bar either.
No.
Just because you know they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is $20." You know, $30 and
$20 for a pour of that.
Yeah, not worth it.
No, thank you.
So
I'm good.
With that being said, I do think it was good. I liked it.
Sure.
In the sense of that it's so unique. It's just not what you're wanting.
Yeah. No, I agree. What I've been drinking. So I've actually been drinking this JTS Brown along with some other bottom shelf bottled and bond bourbons, including but not limited to J.W. Dant, which is again another Heaven Hill bottled and bond bourbon. Old Grandad, which is a Jim Beam.
I believe so. Yeah,
Jim Beam.
I like Old Grandad.
Yeah. I like the 114 better than I do the bottled and bond, but even still, I don't think that the BIB is all that bad.
Yeah. You've been rolling with the bottle and bond.
Yeah, no kidding. I want to do another episode where we do a bottom shelf bottle and bond battle.
Oh, another?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we use the JTS Brown, the JW Dant, and the Old Grandad.
Yeah.
Because we're basically going to be putting one distillery up against itself with kind of an outlier.
Yeah.
But I think it would be interesting to do that and kind of work ourselves down towards what we think is the best budget bottle and bond.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
I think if I remember right, we had it down to what between. That was the first.
So the very first episode was Evan Williams, BIB, Heaven Hill, and Very Old Barton.
Yeah, and we all were like Heaven Hill, right?
I think I had Heaven Hill, and you guys both had Evan Williams. I can't remember for sure.
I think. I can't remember. Yeah,
we'll go back and check the tapes.
Nonetheless,
but either way,
we all consensus wise, we were like, "Oh, the Heaven Hill was."
Yeah. So what I would like to do is by the end of it all, do kind of a final, like, what's the best budget bottled and bond, and we could even throw in Henry McKenna. If it's still available, thanks Fred Minnick for your San Francisco spirits competition pick with Henry McKenna single barrel bottled and bond, already flying off the shelves. If we can find that, I would like to include that in kind of maybe a wild card, battle with these bourbons. But we'll kind of see how that goes and everything. But anyway, so I've been kind of sticking to the lower shelf stuff recently. I picked up a bottle of Larceny the other day for the first time in a long time. And I've really, really been enjoying that.
Oh, yeah. That's not even like bottom shelf. That's like...
It's mid shelf.
Yeah.
Again, Total Wine in Lexington, which, Total Wine's not just a Kentucky store. Mm-hmm. They're regional, if not national. Their prices are unbelievable.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, what do you normally see a bottle of Larceny for?
Larceny, I'm shooting for, isn't it around like 30, 35?
So at Total Wine, Larceny goes for like $19.50.
Wow. Yeah, am I right? Like 30 range?
30 is the most I've ever seen it for.
Okay.
I usually see it for like 26 to 28.
Yeah, okay. But still.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and they had like, Chad posted about this on the It's Bourbon Night Instagram the other day too. They had Wild Turkey 101 for, I think, $17, which is a bourbon that normally goes for 22.
22, yeah. Huh.
I mean, that's
nice.
It's really hard not to try new things when the prices are that good.
Yeah.
No, I also want to say, go and support local mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
But
the prices are so much better.
If you're looking to try new things, check out Total Wine. And speaking of Keeneland too, earlier on, of course I just came from Keeneland, and I tried their Maker's Private Select for the first time too.
Yeah? What'd you think?
So good.
So good? I haven't tried it before.
It's really, really good. I don't know the oak staves that they finished it in, because it is in line with Maker's Private Select program, where they finished their regular old Makers in different... they finished it in another barrel, but with different oak staves that are like baked or cooked or whatever differently.
Yeah, and you can like pick which kind of staves you're wanting.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what all went into the Keeneland pick, but it's phenomenal.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're in Lexington, well, you don't have much time left. But within the next few days after this episode comes out, head to Keeneland and try their Maker's Private Select.
I'll have to do that tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, because you're working tomorrow.
Well, no, I'm off work tomorrow, so that's good. And for everyone who doesn't know what Keeneland is a is a horse track in Lexington, Kentucky. Yeah, just for everyone that doesn't know what Keeneland is.
Nothing like warm Coke and bourbon.
That's not warm. It's cold.
It's warm in my glass.
Well, maybe because you had your hand over it.
Because I probably had my hand on it. Shoot. So speaking of bourbon and Coke, our topic for the episode is going to be bourbon mixers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think basically what we're going to do is we're not going to talk about different mixers too much. We're just going to kind of try a couple of them. And it we'll talk about like the benefits of them and everything, but nothing like.
We're not going to go like in depth on like, the Coca-Cola. Well, if you try Coca-Cola Cherry, it adds a whole nother flavor.
I will say though, I do like vanilla Coke with bourbon better than I do
regular Coke. Okay,
yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, and Mexican Coke better too.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah. But for the pretty much your first mixer you ever go to,
it's gonna be bourbon and Coke.
It's gonna be bourbon and Coke.
Yeah.
So, benefits of that, like what would you say?
So I think the benefits of a bourbon and Coke lend itself to you trying something that you're more familiar with while adding something that kind of kicks it up a notch. Mm-hmm. Like I think everybody knows what Coke tastes like.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's hard to find somebody who's never had a Coca-Cola product.
Yeah, everyone's had to have had a Coca-Cola product before.
Yeah. And like your palate is kind of already adjusted to
that flavor.
Like the vanilla and the cocoa and everything that is in like a Coke product, but by adding a bourbon to it, you know, you're really starting to expand your palate.
Mm-hmm. So it starts to give like, I guess when you, it doesn't really. Here's my thing with mixers. Sometimes is like, more or less what. You don't taste the alcohol. You taste the alcohol within it, but it's really just like altering the taste of the mixer you're drinking it.
Yeah.
In, which is why I usually drink just like straight bourbon or neat.
Same.
or on the rocks. Like that's why, because I feel when you do mix it with just like mixers, like not like a cocktail or something like that, but when you're just doing mixers, it alters the drink of choice. It alters the mixer, but not the bourbon as much.
Yeah, for sure. Would you move your mic a little bit closer?
Yeah.
I'm definitely leaving that in. But yeah, right. Yeah. Like
all right
there.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect. I think too that like if you're just starting to get into bourbon, it just like overall makes it more drinkable.
Oh yeah.
You know, because like how many people started drinking bourbon neat? Nobody.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's quite a few.
If you did, write in.
Yeah, but props to you. Like, wow.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, everybody's gone through like their shot phase.
Yeah.
But shooting bourbon, I don't think is
not an enjoyable.
No, and it's also not on the same level as like drinking bourbon neat as your first real experience with drinking bourbon.
Yeah, because you don't get to, taste all the flavors. You're just shooting it back.
I just can't imagine going to a bar and going, give me a shot of bourbon.
Yeah.
And then knocking it back.
Shot of vodka, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Or tequila or
because nobody likes to enjoy vodka. Like, nobody likes to just be like, I just want to sip on some vodka.
I just love that potato spirit.
Yeah, which is gross. Like,
I'm not trying to dunk on anybody who likes vodka. Drink vodka if you like it. But it's just...
But you're not drinking it straight. I guarantee you that.
I would be really surprised if you were.
Yeah. It's another... What else do you drink?
What were we talking about?
We were talking about mixers, but what else do you drink?
Like neat?
Neat.
Scotch.
Okay.
Irish whiskey.
In the same family.
Yeah, exactly. Same distilled spirit. Well, not that... like vodka's distilled too.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think anybody drinks gin neat.
No. Vodka neat, no.
Cognac. People drink neat.
Yeah.
Or on the rocks. I mean...
Just
that's really
that popped into mind, really.
It's a quick conversation on...
Yeah, on what you drink
What
neat.
do people drink neat?
Yeah. Just was curious. It's all pretty much the same family, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
So I think that, like, the benefit of drinking, like, a bourbon and Coke, really, A, is that it introduces you to the spirit itself, and B, like, it just provides, like, a smoother, sweeter experience for somebody who may not be used to it. Mm-hmm. Now, like, we're just drinking regular Coca-Cola. Like, I think that Diet Coke tastes different in a mixer.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the sugars removed are gone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Coke Zero. You know what? Coke Zero though, I don't mind.
There's
as
not
much.
a huge difference.
No, I think the Coke Zero and regular Coke taste pretty similar. Especially now that they revamp. Is this the Coca-Cola podcast, by the way?
I guess so, yeah.
No, I don't think the Coke Zero tastes all that different from regular Coke. And like as a mixer too, I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
No.
Now that being said, this is the first time I've had like a real bourbon and Coke in a while.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not getting much else other than like straight sugar.
Straight sugar, yeah. I know. It's like straight sugar and with a little twang. Like
But not much.
No, it's just sugar and like it just changes the flavor of the Coke.
Yeah.
And which is why I said like it
For sure.
It just changes the flavor of the mixer you're drinking in.
But then you look at like Sprite.
Yeah.
You know, I think Sprite doesn't like affect the flavor of bourbon too much. And sure, there's like lemon and lime with it, but I think that it like provides a more interesting experience.
More of like a complimentary experience.
Where this is like, it's kind of butting heads
yeah.
with the bourbon. Mm-hmm. And maybe we should have gotten a can of Sprite too to try this
out.
with, but
yeah.
I want to say too, Coke makes me burp.
Yeah. Perry's struggling over here.
I'm really trying not to like burp through my words or anything. Also, apparently, drinking a bourbon and Coke gets you drunk quicker than just drinking straight bourbon.
Who told you this?
I don't remember.
I don't know if I believe this.
It's something about...
Skeptical Kurt is skeptical. I don't know how I feel about it.
It's something about the caffeine.
Okay.
But then there are a lot of people who say that caffeine helps sober you up too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know the science of that, but I think
it's
that seems like a rumor.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know for sure. Anyway, so based on I guess this bourbon and Coke that we're drinking right now,
yeah.
Would you recommend it to people?
I wouldn't not recommend it to someone.
Yeah.
I guess.
If you're an experienced bourbon drinker, I would say
I wouldn't recommend it.
Probably not.
Yeah, unless you're looking to just get sloshed, go for it. But I would say if you're just, I don't know. I feel like if you're just getting into like drinking, not even drinking bourbon,
just in general. Yeah. That's what like
bourbon
the vodka cran is for.
Yeah, like bourbon and Coke. Or vodka cranberry.
Yeah.
Like something that's just sweet that you're going to be like, this is more sweet than me like this upsetting my...
I gotta ask you, do you enjoy this?
Not really.
I don't either.
Just getting through it.
We both still have quite a bit of it left before we...
I don't. You do.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you need to hurry this up.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. So,
no thank you.
On that note, bourbon and Coke, try it if you're not an experienced.
I would like a bourbon and Coke on the rocks.
True, that's another.
I think it's better chilled or with a little bit of water or something.
Yeah.
But like this is room temperature.
Yes, exactly.
And
I'm sure there are like bartenders listening to this like, you guys are idiots. You guys are drinking bourbon and Coke with no ice. Like,
what morons.
Yeah, I really think that's probably what they're saying. So, I apologize to all bartenders.
Hey.
If you want to come make our drinks for us, please do.
Hey, you know what I've heard is really good is bourbon and Coke with like a squirt of lime.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yep. So, we went from broad to
pretty specific.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on to bourbon and Ale 8. If you're outside of Kentucky, you don't know what Ale 8 is, but
Some people do, actually.
Oh, well,
they
that's
distribute
true.
it some places.
Yeah. It is, I want to say, like, Kentucky's native soft drink.
Oh, yeah, I would say.
You know, it's made in Winchester, Kentucky. It's basically just ginger ale, but like more citrusy.
Yeah, I would agree.
And like, you know, it might change as we try this, but
because truth be told, this is the first time I've ever had Ale 8 and bourbon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's move on then.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And people who haven't tried Ale 8 before, if you talk to any Kentuckian, they will say that Ale 8 is the best soft drink in the entire world and that it's so good and just the best thing in the world.
Most Kentuckians.
Me, on the other hand, I'm not from Kentucky.
Well, you're not from Kentucky, yeah.
I'm not from Kentucky. I've had it. I've experienced it. It's good. Not life-changing. So, I mean...
I love Ale 8.
It's good. I like it.
It's a screw top. Maybe. Hey, there it is.
Hey.
So I guess we're gonna mix with the JTS Brown again.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Don't alter the bourbon and Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like, we can't have any variables in this hypothesis.
Keep it as, keep it as neutral as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ale 8.
Yep.
Like we said, you know, I think it's my favorite soft drink. And I know you're...
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're mostly indifferent towards it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most part, yes.
But I will say, with bourbon, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've never tried it, so I'm excited. Yeah.
I still like it better with ice.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like that better than I do Coke.
Oh, yeah, way better than Coke. I agree.
It's almost like... comparing these back to back, like with the Coke, it's almost harsh. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But with the Ale 8, it just kind of smooths out the rough edges.
Yeah, it's not with the Coke. Like you said, they're butting heads, and it's too sweet, and they're like, more or less you don't get the bourbon, you get more of the Coke, and with this, it's more you're getting more of the bourbon, but it's not. But the Ale 8 is like smoothing it out and just like giving you more of this like enjoyable drinking experience.
For sure.
If you just started drinking like bourbon.
And like I know that we're being really, really specific to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost feel like Ale 8 was kind of made for mixing with bourbon.
Yeah, I can believe it.
You know, like it... a lot of people will say too that like Coca-Cola is like a pre-made cocktail mixer. Where it, has some of those sweet things that go into like an old fashioned or something like that. But I just think that an Ale-8 is, I think it's more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I would much rather have an Ale-8 and bourbon than a bourbon and Ale-8 than a bourbon and Coke.
Yeah. Ale-8's more of a mixer than Coke.
Yeah.
I think. Because, when you think about it, Coke wasn't made to be a mixer.
No.
It just wasn't. And I think ginger ale in general goes more with alcohol.
It's a mixing drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not retching. Not that I'm like,
yeah.
with the, like I
Coke.
was. I wasn't, like about to vomit with the Coke or anything. But like with the Ale-8, it just seems more, I don't know, it's just more enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it is. I agree.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I got lost there for a second.
No, you just stared at your glass for a few, and I
was trying to figure out where to go next.
Like, okay, bud. Guess that's what we're gonna.
And here we are.
Yeah. No, I think we've covered.
Yeah, and like, I said this to Lucy the other day. Every time that I drink something that is not bourbon, or that is bourbon plus something else, I'm always going, I'd just rather have bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, same here. Like if I'm drinking alcohol, don't mask it. Don't
exactly.
Just give it straight.
Exactly.
Give it to me neat.
Yeah. And like I kind of wish that I had gotten a Mexican Coke for this too. And you know what I'll do? I'll get one for the next home base episode with where we're all three together. Yeah. And that'll be like our first pour.
And we'll have Tanner be the guinea pig.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I would just much rather have straight bourbon. And like Tanner loves Ale-8 and bourbon.
Yeah, no, he does.
Like he's said that on multiple occasions. Mm-hmm. But
it's good.
Like even in the summer, where people are like, I want like a fun, cool drink.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd rather.
If I'm having a fun, cool drink in the summer, though, give me like a margarita.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Give me a margarita, or give me like some,
I don't want like a bourbon.
Yeah, like
don't adulterate like the bourbon.
Yeah, I want a daiquiri or like a margarita.
I gotcha.
I don't want.
I gotcha.
I don't want a Ale-8 and Coke.
A bourbon and Coke.
Yeah, I don't want that. That doesn't. To me, that doesn't say, "Hey, this is summer."
Yeah, no, it really
I guess
doesn't.
for me, bourbon and Coke is like, "Hey, I'm looking to get drunk."
Yeah, or I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be drinking right now.
Yeah, like you go to a bar and you're like, you just have that panic moment.
Yep.
And you're like, bourbon and Coke.
Bourbon and Makers.
Yeah. Yeah, like bourbon and Coke. Just because
what's your house bourbon? Kentucky Tavern. I'll do that and Coke.
Yeah. Just something to get me through the night.
A splash of lime.
Yeah.
Could you throw a cherry in there too, just for just for flavor?
Yeah. I will say, and we've said this multiple times, a summer drink that I would definitely love with bourbon, the Lincoln Avenue.
Oh, always.
Or an old fashioned. Old fashions are year round though. For me.
Oh, of course.
But a Lincoln Avenue, that's great. In the summer,
it's the perfect year round drink.
Yeah, but I think Lincoln Avenues are more apt in the summer, more fall, I'd say. But
yeah,
I think summer would be like, that'd be refreshing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I think I've had about as much of this as I can.
Yeah, let's go to bourbon.
Yeah, let's actually review something. Kurt, I hate to put you on the spot, but do you actually want to review the Woodford?
Yeah, let's do it. Might as well.
Okay. Like, we won't pour a whole lot since it's,
Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't pay for it. It's not like the
and I didn't
WLW.
and I didn't pay for all of it.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
But I have my third. I think I'll lend some to Perry.
Oh, knowing that I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, but it's good to review and good to try.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk a little about on the history of it, or?
So every year, Woodford Reserve comes out with their what's it called? Like their Masters.
Yeah, it's called their craft series.
Yeah, and like it's always different. Like last year was the cherry smoked barley.
Oh, sorry, it's called their Woodford Reserve Distilleries Masters Collection.
Oh, excuse me.
And this is the series number 12.
Okay.
Of it.
So that means that in 2017, they came out. Excuse me, I'm sorry. What's it called?
So their Masters Collection for this year was the Cherry Wood Smoked Barley, and so it was their limited, and they only created a certain amount of barrels, and so we're sitting at, it's a 90.4 proof, 45.2%. And kind of what they describe of the notes of what you're going to be tasting is you're going to have like a complex mingling of, caramel, brown sugar, dark chocolate, that kind of stuff.
I've had it before and I do not get much of that.
Yeah.
And like 2018's is a batch proof. So it's like 125 proof, which I really want to try. 2016 was a brandy cask finish. There was a white corn. There was a double malt. There were a couple of ryes that came out in the past few years too. But like they've always tried to do something different. Yeah. With the Masters collection.
Mm-hmm. Which is admirable.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I enjoy that. It's just the price point that you're like, man.
$110 is a lot.
Yeah.
For something
it was 100, not 110.
But it was like 110 after tax, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll just say $100.
Okay. Yeah, $100.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So let's go ahead and pour a little bit of this. I'm not super confident in what we're about to have.
No, but, I'm not either.
It's worth noting.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And so it's saying like cherry pie filling and a touch of caramel. You really do smell the cherry. I'll give it that.
I agree.
You might get a few hints of cherry, but we'll discuss as we drink it again.
For sure.
Because I don't want to like give off a.
Hey, what's the proof on this too?
This is a 90.4 proof, so 45.2%.
That's really interesting. That seems so awkward.
What? That proof? Yeah.
The pour that you just gave yourself there.
It was a little skimp. Just because.
Don't give me any more. Yeah. I'm good there.
Okay, there we go. It was a little small just because I know what we're having. I'm just kidding. It's more or less because I've split this between 3 people and I didn't want to.
Sure. No, of course.
So let's do it. See the nose?
Oh, I don't like the nose.
Really? See,
I don't like the nose. It smells like carpet.
See, I get that. But on the positive side, I really do smell the cherry.
Oh, I mean, I do too, but it's like, this is not going to score well for me.
Yeah, like I do smell the cherry pie and like the cherry. I enjoy the nose.
Oh man,
The nose to
No,
me-
I don't. I don't enjoy it at all.
See, but I'm not thinking like. I guess I'm not in the sense of, oh, I am expecting bourbon smell, like this sweet caramel.
No, but
But
what's it say on the label?
that it should smell like.
It says
It does say
straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, I know.
Like you should expect some of those notes to come through.
You aren't getting no.
And none of them exist on this.
No, the only thing that exists to me is I smell cherry and cherry pie.
It smells like a carpet store.
And then I get carpet. It's very unique.
Carpet and cherries.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
very
don't
unique.
like it.
See, I'm not nearly as hateful as
Repulsed
you are
by
on,
it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think the nose is.
Look, there's some earthiness to it.
Yeah.
Too.
If you're expecting like a little bit of if you are told before drinking this, cherry pie, just get that in your mind. Then you're like, oh, I smell cherry pie.
But the nose.
If you go in blind, you're definitely gonna smell. Wow, this smells like. Uncut.
This smells like grandma's. Never mind.
I don't know where you were going with that. I want you to say like grandma's like house,
I was gonna say grandma's carpet.
which is very weird if Perry's been like just
That's not
on
okay.
his hands and knees smelling his grandma's carpet. But anyway,
No, that's not okay.
So back to the bourbon.
You know what else it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of like. It smells a lot like river water.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, Perry is just dogging on this.
I'm sorry. I think the nose is just horrible on this one.
Yeah, okay.
Look,
I think
if you said this is $100 bourbon,
yes,
smell this, I would have said you're an idiot.
yes, I agree.
I would have said this is absolutely not.
The price point is
$100.
just ridiculous. It should not be at that point.
No,
at $100, it shouldn't be. It should be like I say, like a 50 or 60
at the very most.
See, I say that just because that it's so unique and it's not meant to be a run of the mill bourbon that's like this is going to taste like great bourbon.
So
It's supposed to be, hey, we're getting a little weird here.
Right.
And this is why we call it our master's collection. This is where I kind of go like, okay, don't call it your master's collection. Like, flip it and say it's like an
experimental,
like a craft selection.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is more of a craft bourbon, which should be a thing.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, if Tanner is listening to this episode,
I know, yeah, I know.
and he probably isn't. The next episode that he is on, we're gonna give him a little sample of this.
Okay, yeah.
And see what he thinks.
I definitely think so.
And if he is listening to this episode,
All right.
we're gonna actually review the Angel's Envy Rye. The Angel's Envy Rye for the next episode, which we've been teasing since episode 1.
Which I've had.
Which you've had, and you really like. I really like it too.
Yeah.
But if he's listening, and we'll know within a few days, we'll give him a sample of this, and then we'll review the Angel's Envy Rye.
Okay.
For the next episode that he's on.
Angel's Envy Rye is way better than this.
I have to agree.
There's not a comparison, I don't think.
I'm just saying.
Here's my thing is that's an interesting, we should do that.
Yeah.
Have like not that, but like have like a craft
spirits episode?
Craft spirits episode where we have things that aren't supposed to be your
Yeah.
run of the mill, like,
Yeah,
this
I
is
agree.
what bourbon tastes like,
Yeah.
but more of like a, hey, they were getting real weird here.
Yeah.
And we're just going to, you know, not compare them, but just have.
And you know what? I almost brought a bourbon from Limestone Branch.
Okay.
That is part of their experimental line.
Gotcha.
To review tonight, but I was like, yeah, we'll wait on it. So I might go back and get that
Yeah.
for the next episode too. But we'll see. So Tanner, if you're listening,
Yeah, and not even Tanner, but just like everyone. If you're listening, try the Woodford Reserve and let us know.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And we haven't even like actually tasted this yet.
Yeah, it's just from past experience.
Yeah. So
Let's just go for it.
yeah,
Okay.
we may as well.
And this is where it goes wrong.
Oh, jeez.
The taste.
Okay, here's where
The
it starts
palate.
for me. It starts for me. Oh my gosh. It starts for me at like oh my gosh, it's so bad. It starts at like a sour like apple cider. In the like mid palate, it starts to turn into like really dry but gross cherries. And then the finish is like nothing but the worst cough syrup you've ever had in your entire life.
Okay.
No.
He said he's done.
It's $100?
That's where, yeah.
Oh,
It's not.
no.
It shouldn't. Be.
Okay. I'm already ready to review this.
Okay, but first I'll just
Yeah,
say
talk about it a little
to
bit.
give my like counterpoint is
I need water.
so I enjoy the nose of this. I think it's okay. I think it's good. Just in the sense of what they're going for is for it to be cherry and like cherry pie. I get that. I enjoy that. The nose of it. The palate.
It's
Oh,
garbage.
cool. And it's yeah.
Look, I honestly, the nose is going to be the
very-
highest ranking portion
yeah,
of
the
this.
very front. The front of it, I get what they're going for. Like it's more of this dark notes and
Yeah.
like cherry and like
and
chocolate.
there is a little bit of dark chocolate that shines through.
Yes, there's dark
But it's
chocolate.
so faint
yeah.
that you're almost angry
right
about where it is.
It's right at the front.
Yes.
Right at the front, you're like, this is good.
Yep.
And then after that, it's like spice. All I get is like spice and pepper.
Yep.
And like
Yep.
just too much a weird. It's not sweet
Nothing
at that
works.
point. It's just peppery. It
There-
tastes like straight pepper, and then
There's a chocolate a chocolate bar I've had before that was like chocolate and red peppers.
okay.
And I can't
Was it
remember.
dark chocolate probably too?
It might have been.
Okay.
But that's what this reminds me of. And like I should probably have another sip of it just for posterity. But I'm so mad about like having to drink this again. That I really, really don't want to.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my gosh. There's almost like burnt popcorn.
I don't get that.
But, oh. Okay, so
It's
I'm
like,
gonna
okay.
go ahead.
I will say that I think the nose is good if you're expecting it, and the front is like the front of the palate. Right as it touches your tongue, you're like, "Oh, this is okay."
It's okay.
And then
yeah.
everything from there on is just pepper, spice. It's gonna be gross
And not worth it.
and not worth it. Yeah. So
look, I would
let's
rather
review it.
I would rather drink the JTS Brown at $10 than spend 10 times as much for this Woodford Masters Collection.
Which
okay,
is painful.
Oh,
it hurts to say that,
really
but
does.
it is true.
It really does. Okay, so for anybody who's new to the show or anybody who needs a refresher, we have a review system of nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5, and then at the end we tally everything to a total out of 20. And I don't have a whole lot of confidence in a positive outcome for this one. But you know what, Kurt? I'm gonna let you go first.
You're gonna let me go first? Okay. The nose.
Since this is what you brought this to the table.
Yeah, I did. For the record, it was because I saw it
and you were like, you may as well.
This sounds.
Yeah, I understand.
Before I tried it, I hadn't heard anything about it. I hadn't heard like anybody's tell me anything about this bourbon. But I had seen it, and I was like, wow, that sounds. I had really high expectations.
Yeah, I get it.
Like I thought it was going to be really, really good.
And here we are.
The nose, I enjoyed the nose. I know I can understand where you're coming from on like you smoke carpet. I was expecting smelling cherries and like cherry pie and kind of like a little baked goods. I'm not getting any like caramel or anything like that on it. So I will give that a 3.
Wow. Okay.
I'll give that a 3.
Okay.
Give it a 3.5.
Oh wow.
I'll give the nose a 3.5.
Woo.
Just because I was expecting a very
something more.
Yeah, with the nose, I was expecting like
I get what you're saying.
Kind of craft experience.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting bourbon. I knew that it was going to be unique in the sense of this isn't going to be what you're used to. So I was expecting that. So I'll give it a 3.5. The palate, dear Lord. Dear Lord, I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Ooh-wee. Oh, wee, Rick.
Yeah.
Look, spoilers, I'm not even entirely sure that I can give it a 1.
The palate?
Yeah. I mean, I'm leaning more towards a 0.5 or a 0 on the palate.
A 0?
Yes.
I don't know if you can give it a 0, but okay. If you want to give it that, give it that.
You know what?
1.5. Finish.
I'm going to give it a 0.5.
There's nothing there. I'll give it a 1.
Okay.
Price, I'll give it a 0.5.
Man, this is brutal. Okay, hold on. Your total score is a 7 out of 20. Oh man.
And it hurts me to say that.
No, I understand.
It really does, because I was expecting a lot from this and really wanted it to be good.
No, and like you would think that something that says like Masters Collection would be really, really good.
Yeah.
And this just
falls short.
Isn't.
A lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to be as nice as you are.
As nice?
Yeah.
You're acting like I gave it an 18 out of 20.
Well, you gave the nose a lot better than I'm going to give it.
I thought the nose was
the nose for me, like I said, is like strict carpet and like cardboard.
Okay.
But with a little bit of cherry. And for me, that is not going to get it above a 0.5.
Damn.
So
this is going to be like a 3 out of 20. Okay.
If we're lucky. So the nose is a 0.5 out of 5. Palate, look, I almost get like gasoline. It's just so, it's so gross. It's so gross to me on the palate. Like I have to give I have to give it a 0.
A 0?
A 0. I would.
That's crazy.
I would rather look. What is the next up worst bourbon for you that you've ever had?
I don't even. I can't even.
Like, I would rather drink the Winchester.
Yes.
Over this.
I agree.
And the Winchester, I would have given a 2.
Out of 20?
No, a 2 on the palate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would give the palate the same on both, I think.
Yeah. But the palate on this, I cannot.
That's gross.
I do not like it at all.
The front, if I could just get the front, like the very tip top of you tasting it, I would be like, okay.
I think
everything after that is.
I think the finish for
trash.
The finish for me is a 1.
Okay.
Because like there is something kind of nice on the finish, like almost
you're done
like
with it.
Well, yeah. But there's something kind of like cherry cordial on the finish for me that I'm like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, I'm not ready to go back for another drink based on the finish. So I gotta give it a 1.5. And then price at $100.
What'd I give the price? 0.5 or a 1?
You gave the price a 0.5.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Price for me is a 0.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Overall, this is the absolute lowest score I've ever given anything on this show.
It's the worst thing I've ever given.
I've given it a 2 out of 20.
Damn.
And you gave it a 7 out of 20.
Yeah. And record reflect, I'm usually more forgiving of bad stuff. So in reality, we're about the same, I think.
I think so too.
Because I usually, on things you guys really don't like, I usually just give it a few, like a few points more or something like that.
I really don't want to finish this glass. Like,
bitch, you better.
No, I will. I will.
I spent $110 on this.
Or I'll give it to you to finish.
Listen, I barely got through mine.
No, I'll finish it because the aftertaste is so bad. I wouldn't.
It leaves you without words. That's for sure. Here's my
I would not recommend this by any means.
I wouldn't recommend this. I just don't get it. Like, why?
I don't either.
I just don't understand why Woodford would call this a master's collection.
I don't either.
In the sense you're going for something unique, don't call it that. You know? Like, I don't fault them for trying something new because I want that. I want them to try something new and try these different things.
Yeah.
And, like, try these, cherry wood barley, And, like, I want you to try those.
Yeah, and I'm all about experimentation.
And I will try them. And I will be accepting of it. My problem with it is, like, don't call it a master's collection because deep down, it is not a master's collection.
No, it is not at all. It's an experimental at best.
Yes, and that's why I go back to don't call it that, and why I want to try, like, all right, these are craft collections. They're more of a craft.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, they're more of a craft/experimental. Am I right though? Like,
yeah, it's
like
not
gross,
good.
Like gross tasting aside,
why would you sell this for $100?
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. I'm like, if you're gonna call this a master's collection, it better be damn good. And what I'm expecting.
And it's not.
No. Like, call it the craft or the experiment collection. You know, if you go back to like craft beers.
Like, they're trying new things, but
they call them experiments.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that.
And it's okay to... Look, it's okay to admit defeat.
Well, yeah.
It's okay to, like, not put out what you didn't like.
Yeah.
But, like, this to me screams we were running out of options.
This screams to me that they were like, we're just trying to get a quick buck.
Yeah.
It's too... In my opinion, it's too...
It's too much.
Yeah.
I'm so mad about it.
Yeah, I'm not super happy.
No. I mean, based on our reviews.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so bad.
It's like, so, like some beer companies, they have like, you know, name and labs, like an experimental
right, to establish the
lab
fact that it's
to like, hey, we're trying this weird stuff just because we want to try it. We're not saying that it's going to be good, but if you want to like spend a few dollars to try something just, you know,
different,
so different that you don't even know what to expect, then sure, I'll spend a few dollars. A few.
Right.
Like I'll spend
yeah.
You know, like.
But they're not charging $110.
No, they're charging like maybe 10.
Maybe. I mean, at most, maybe like 25.
Not even, I don't think.
But,
And also, most of those breweries, and I understand that like the cost of making bourbon is 100 times more.
Absolutely.
Than what brewing is. I'm just saying, breweries, they usually don't mass produce these things, and they aren't mass producing this. But this...
Oh, no. Nor should they.
Nor should they. I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to produce this, don't sell it at stores. Sell it at your distillery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I agree.
agree.
The only place you can try this is at the distillery. And then I would be
I never want to
it.
try this again. So, based on your comments, though, like... You gave the price a 0.5.
Yeah.
Do you maintain that opinion?
I maintain it. 0.5 is fine.
Okay. I maintain it to 0.
See, I just can't. I guess for me is, how do you give something a 0 when like all the effort and the experimentation and all of that, you know?
See, for me, like...
I feel like I have to respect the fact that this is limited. This is something that not a lot of people are getting. 2, 3, you did put the effort and like of trying all these different things. The price that they're buying the barrels and buying these things to try it, just to try it, 0.5. I don't at all agree with what the price point is.
I get that. But, like, somebody at some point, and like, this is my basis for quality in whatever medium. Somebody at some point went, this is great, push it to production. And... At that point, they said, this is worth X amount of dollars. And for somebody in that field to have gone, this is great, it's worth $100. I just don't see that.
Yes. But the problem is they aren't going... The people that are pricing this and like that are doing this are putting the price on the bourbon itself are not the people that are making the bourbon more than likely. More than likely, it's the people that are being like, hey, I understand how much we have put into this, how much money we have put into this, and this is the price point that we have to put it at.
Look.
Not saying that it... I think it's one of... This should be... I just can't. They shouldn't have put this out.
And
they should have let you try it. Like,
yeah.
If you wanted to buy it at the distillery... Sure.
And even if they had put it out, they should have been like, hey, we're going to have a big tasting event.
Yeah.
And then people would have bought it or would have not bought it.
This is what I think. I think they... So you know
we're spending a lot of time trying to decipher whether or not this bourbon is worth...
Well, we know it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
But even worth putting out. I think that this should have been put out with the double oaked. I felt the double oaked was just...
I agree with you.
Is on the same par of what this is. This should have never become 750 milliliters.
Okay, hold on. I think that the double oak is a better product. I enjoy the double oak a lot better than I do this.
I think they're on the same level.
Really?
I didn't like the double oaked.
I thought the double oak was a lot more enjoyable than this.
I will say that it was more drinkable than this. Yes. But I think they're in the same vein, the same vicinity.
It would be interesting to put them back to back.
Yeah.
Not that we can do that right now.
I think we both agree that they should not. This
is not a release.
Shouldn't have been made into 700
no.
This should have a full bottle.
No, this should really have been
what the double oaked was.
Yeah.
That you could only get at the distillery.
Or exclusively at liquor stores or, in limited quantities.
Yes.
Like this is...
And only in the pint size.
Yeah. This is bottles. Not a Master's Collection worthy product.
Think so. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I mean...
And I will...
based on our reviews.
Yeah, and Woodford Reserve to me is I think they're really, really good bourbon and a really great distillery. I really do.
I'm pretty middle of the road with them.
I really do like them.
No, I understand. Yeah. But this falls short of what I think Woodford aspires to be.
This should not be a standard.
No.
That's my thing. If I'm holding myself
We've spent a lot of time
I know we have.
Dissecting this, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because this is really if people are going out and searching for this, they need to know that they should be searching for something else.
Yeah. If I'm comparing this to a Woodford standard, this is not a Woodford standard.
Oh, no.
At all.
No.
I expect this to come out of
I'm
not going to compare it to any company. But
but a very small craft distillery that is just getting started.
Yes.
And doesn't have anything to go on.
Yes, I agree.
This is. Mm-mm.
I think that's where we should land.
Yeah, let's.
I think we're good.
We've really wrung this one dry.
We beat the dead horse on that. Coming full circle, Keeneland, and
it's been a long day.
Yeah.
So I think that about wraps up our review portion of this episode. So we're gonna try to lift things up a bit by moving on to tips and bits.
Yes.
So Kurt, what tips and bits do you have this week?
Tips and bits. So I recently went and saw the Wes Anderson movie Isle of Dogs.
Yes, sir.
Which is fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So it's about this kid that he's in search of his dog because the government there had banned all dogs to this trash island. So this kid is going over and trying to find his dog, and it's a whole adventure of them, him trying to find it. His name's Spots, and he's, it's just one of those like whole kind of heartwarming.
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
a family. Yeah,
heartwarming, like kind of find the dog. But it's a Wes Anderson film, so if you haven't ever heard or watched Wes Anderson films, they're always left to center.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. They always have like this nice little story, but it's so just like there's these quirks to it.
Okay, so speaking of quirks, say Isle of Dogs really fast.
Yes, I love dogs.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And
thank you.
And it honestly took me forever to figure that out. I just found it out the other day. And it's I love dogs.
It's exactly what
it's exactly what it is. It really is. But honestly, a really good movie, and it's stop animation.
Yes,
which means like they take the characters, the figures that they have.
If you saw Fantastic Mr. Fox,
yes, same Wes Anderson.
Yeah. I love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I love Wes Anderson films in general.
So good.
So I'll recommend that anyway. Go watch Wes Anderson films. But this recent one I just started. I just watched
for sure.
So what that is they move the figures and they take pictures of those of each frame and then they combine them to make a movie. And it's a painstaking process. Like
it takes forever.
But Isle of Dogs, good movie. You should definitely go see.
Yes. I'm gonna recommend. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Okay.
Queer Eye on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't watched it, but I have seen the past seasons.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. It's less aimed towards a straight audience.
Oh, okay.
And it's just kind of it's a lot broader.
Yeah.
In that it's just really about bettering yourself. Mm-hmm. So I know plenty of people have seen this, but if you've never seen Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, really what it is about is just becoming a better version of yourself. To elevate your existence as a person. And they revived it for Netflix. And look, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And I really love the Netflix version of it.
Okay.
I wish that there were more episodes. I hate that.
Now, did you watch the? Did you watch the originals?
I've seen some of the original.
Okay.
I just thought that the revival was more. I thought the revival was more engaging.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah.
And that may just be that I'm a child of this era and everything. But I thought that the revival was a lot more...
A lot better?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did. And then this past week, I went to a show in Lexington where I saw one of my favorite artists. I've talked about him before on the show. Anderson East, but he had an opener for him. His name was Devin Gilfillian. He's an artist out of Nashville. I definitely recommend going and checking him out. He is blues and gospel and soul oriented. I mean, it's hard to find musical artists with those inspirations anymore. So I definitely want to recommend Devon Gilfillian. So I think a fairly short and sweet tips and bits this week, but that's okay because our review was brutal.
Yeah. Which is okay.
Hey Kurt.
Yeah. What's up?
You gave me a very confused look. If people want to find you on social media, where can they do that?
So on Instagram, it's KurtCon, and then on Twitter, it is Kurt_Con15.
Sick. If you want to reach me personally, I am at pritter1492, basically on all social media platforms. If you would like to reach the show on Instagram or Twitter, we are at My Bourbon Shop. If you want to find us on Facebook, we are This Is My Bourbon Shop. If you would like to send us an email, we are thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com, without the of course. We have a Patreon page if you would like to become a patron of the show. It is patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can keep us going and support our content and everything. I know that bourbon is expensive, but we are always looking to, continue the brand and everything. We have some exciting announcements coming up. I don't want to tease too much right now, but be on the lookout for that. I do want to say, though, thank you guys so much for listening. We have some incredible listeners of the show. You are what keep us going. And, I mean, really, without you guys...
oh, for sure. Yeah.
There's no us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely, leave a review. Let us know what,
Please.
Yeah, feedback is wonderful.
Yeah, so. And if you leave us a 1-star review, just let us know why. I mean, if you have a constructive criticism for us, just tell us what the problem is.
Yeah, for sure.
And doesn't
matter.
matter.
Ultimately, just leave a review.
Yeah, for sure. But we will see you next week. Next week, I'm going to have Chad and Sarah back on. We might be continuing our series on aged bourbons. Not entirely sure. We'll find out.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. But again, thank you all so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. But until we see you next week, I'm Perry.
I'm Curtis.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast.